makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, and that's a lot of magic already for ONIC, I feel. So they might want to look at other heroes potentially. If ever really the CC is not guaranteed in the EXP lane yet. Because again, there's a chance that it still might not be there. But what... Wow, I think that's Fuego, by the way. Shout outs to him.
I didn't even realize it was him.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much of a rock star he has been lately. But hey, the Grok and the Esmeralda are going to be the two next bans here. So both teams really banking on durability towards the next two preceding bans that we have so far. Because from what we are looking at, it is just JP that has the advantage for that. But the Hilda will also be the addition for Team Liquid Philippines. They do not want karlztzy to be disturbed at all.
Yeah, so I'm looking at what potential options could there still be for Sanford as we head into the second phase of the draft, because we did put out the Alice there, but Coach Snap did mention that it might be a bit 50-50 if it is going to be matched up against the CC in lane, and now they take out the Yuzhong as well. So it's like they're really forcing a certain option for Team Liquid Philippines, but as you mentioned, the Lapu's still there.
He still has his Lapu. Or if he wants, he can go Uranus, but I prefer Lapu on him, honestly.
Yeah.
Any time of the day. It's the Lapu making those big plays, doing a little bit of damage as well. You already have the Harith on the other side, so yeah.
But he might go last pick. They have to see where the Chi-Chi is going. He might go Alice if the matchup is actually good.
Yeah.
They have more options.
I think that's really what Team Liquid is considering right now. And at the very least, the Farsa, regardless, it's Sanji holding it, so it's going to be a safer route for them. They also cannot, or I mean, there's no chance of ONIC contesting that since they already have the Kimi either way. ONIC Philippines for their gold lane or XP lane. This is such a...
They might go Kalito Hylos for the roam.
And then there's still a possibility of the Alice, but Team Liquid Philippines can respond to it pretty quick.
There's so much disruption if it is going to be the Joy Khalid from ONIC Philippines. Although they just revert back to the high loss.
They're predicting the Alice XP. So yeah, Lapu is the only choice that Sanford has to get. It's either a Lapu or a Uranus.
Lapu or a Uranus. The Hylos that was mentioned by Coach Snap a while ago appeared for ONIC Philippines. Meanwhile, the Granger, also a household hero for Kelra at this point in time. They have a good bit of damage in terms of magic and physical here, but what is missing, I think, should be another playmaker to join JP in those team fights.
Lapu, Uranus. I think the glue's also still available for Team Liquid Philippines. Although it doesn't, I guess the Lapu might have a bit more room.
Oh, you went confused. Okay, they went the sustain lineup. Okay.
Now, ONIC, TLPH, Coach Snap, you're looking at both of the lineups. Would you say that one lineup is better or easier to execute than the other? And what is it?
For me, it's actually just countering each other's heroes. Straight up.
Countering each other's heroes. I mean, you could see that the moment they just decided to prioritize the CC as well. So many picks were limited from Team Liquid Philippines. But they gave priority to JP this time. So if it's playing around the center of the map that we're looking at, Team Liquid Philippines might just really contest ONIC Philippines this time.
Oh, this is gonna be a battle between these two teams. Team Liquid Philippines from the lower bracket or from the play-ins, they want to make sure that they can match up against ONIC. But you know what time it is. It's time for battle.
Thank you so much, panel. Hans, Brigida, Coach Snap to break down a game of one here for us in our first match of the day. It's a best of 5. It's the golden rivalry between ONIC Philippines and Team Liquid Philippines. It's nice with Leo to bring you the action.
I'm so used to how Liquid drafts and how they ran through Falcons last night that looking at ONIC prioritize their hero, prioritize the Joy, and then slap that high loss back into the metagame like he never left. I need time to get used to this. ONIC needs time to warm up here at Cuneta Astrodome.
I feel like they do. I would say, you know, both these teams worked their way up to this point already. They want to be able to go ahead and get their foot out the door right away. Man,
Hold
JP, take the comment. Look at this. What's going on here?
Wait, oh my God, Prince gets caught in the back. karlztzy punished his overextension.
Dude, take the Kimmy and just sit her down for a while. She's not doing too good in the mid lane right now.
That's timeout, Prince, timeout.
I don't know what's I mean, I'm trying to think what happened there. He got caught out so quick, and there was such a big dam that he couldn't even flicker.
He was blinded by rage. I was gonna say, ONIC needs time to warm up, but it looks like they came in already overcooked.
Don't let them cook. They're already cooking, man. I don't know. Again, at this point, it's nothing too crazy, but that first blood already, especially going in the hands of karlztzy, we've seen him do it before. And if he's able to go ahead and get a lead, especially on a hero like this, that YSS, it'll give them a better start into the first objective, which is this turtle coming up here shortly.
That's what they call in the business a snowball.
Yes. Well,
you can't give the goat a snowball, not like this.
Damn, man. And also on the dangerous grass. Mind you, you saw the stat coming into this, right? ONIC's undefeated on the dangerous grass, man.
And they can't let us start like that, put a loss on the record. Looking at the gold lane, at least here, Kelra seems to be bullying Oheb in the early, but with the turtle started, Sanford checking out Brusco, keeping him back. Oh, I don't think this is a smart move. ONIC can't contest. Liquid is gonna score the first turtle. Brusco gets that revitalize in, misses a few salvos from Sanji. Sanji used the force of flicker there. Close call.
Yeah, look at this too, JP, just giving the information. Not level 4 just yet, but that was a better decision, I'd say, for ONIC to not contest that. Because we just mentioned the snowball potential here, and if they would have lost even 1 or 2 more members to that first turtle fight, that snowball definitely would be in full control. So they maintain it. It's nothing too big for TLPH. They do get an objective. They're a couple hundred gold ahead. Where we really have to look at is how the lane-to-lane matchups work for this. You know, from down to the gold lane, where this is more common that we see between these two phenomenal gold laners, Kelra and of course Oheb, on a Harith and a Granger. Very standard. The rest, though, you know, I mean, Phobius, I feel like, has popped up more and more because he fits in that role where it's like, all right, you need that front line, but you also need someone to help peel if you have to, especially when a YSS is in a tow. There's Kirk.
No, this is what you were talking about.
Wow.
He's able to punish overextensions and get in your face. We saw it last night in the hands of 3 Martisi with TNC moving on through the brackets. Now it's Liquid who's moving up in the world, 1,000 over ONIC by taking these baby steps.
Hey man, it's starting, and it's not even the baby cakes duo that started this whole thing. You know, they got what they needed to do. They got the foot out the door, and you know, we talked about Team Liquid Philippines. Actually, the panel talked about this specifically. Getting into that momentum, getting into that stampede form, they need to time it. I think this is them timing it already in game 1.
Oh no, Kirk might get another one on him, and it's the same duo who gets it. karlztzy and Sanford. I mentioned that ONIC can punish Liquid if they're overextending, if they're over-aggressive. Now it seems like the foot is on the other shoe.
What do they do here?
Opposite way around. The turns have tabled, and up top, Oheb pushes Kelra back underneath his turret.
Oh, here's Brusco.
Dropping that salmon force. In comes Brusco, forcing a flicker out of the Filipino sniper.
Oh.
Traction pulse, flicker forward from Fringe.
No.
This young man woke up and chose violence.
What?
Sanji flickers forward, almost takes down Kelra, and then Liquid scores their second turtle, 2,000 gold up.
I mean, think about how much of a distraction that was that Oheb just accomplished there, and doesn't even go down in exchange. Yes, you mentioned Turtle, second one of the game goes to the hands of karlztzy, and look at him, he's locked in.
Oh my God, Kirk barely survives. He almost got ravaged once more, a third time by Karl. You know what? I stand by what we said before the match started.
What's that?
Right when we landed into the map, ONIC needs to warm up. They seem to be a little jittery, a little off.
I would say they're quite a bit off in this game 1, man. We haven't seen King Kong anywhere. He's basically just stayed in his jungle because he can't really do too much. I mean, even a Joy, as quick and mobile as you are, you're probably going to get just overloaded with the damage here that we're already seeing from TLPH.
I don't think there's enough of a box that they can play with. Sure, Brusco can drop the Glorious Pathway, can automatically stun one target, but in the face of what Liquid brings, it's not enough. The Traction Pulse isn't enough of a deterrent to let ONIC put the pieces that they need to be in order to deal damage to Liquid.
Yeah, again, look at this pressure here. TLPH going to pop the conceal just to force Kelra off this tier 1 turn on the top side. Brusco will take a little bit of damage with that feathered airstrike, and karlztzy to keep him in check. They just want this objective. They can bully Kelra out of the lane if they want to.
Very efficient use of ults. Even if they did not fully come into a fight, they got what they wanted. A clean push on the tier 1, and Kirk gets another one. Oh, it's King Kong! They switched it! Oh, they pushed Kirk off of it, and then it's King Kong who gets it.
Just stay out of the lane, man.
Come on.
It's not a good lane for ONIC right now. It seems like if they're that side of the map, there's someone there to answer it, and karlztzy, full snowball effect now for this YSS. This is looking very Stampede-like, very Liquid-like from Team Liquid Philippines. 4.4K ahead. This next turtle should just be theirs as well. There's not really a position here for ONIC to fight yet because of just how much this lineup scales from TLPH and how ONIC needs that time to build up here. That's not going to happen even longer now because of that way the past almost 7 minutes have gone.
It's a slow march. 4 kills. Nothing really much happening. Again, not a big 5v5. It's just Liquid pressing the buttons where it matters.
Yeah.
Liquid's putting salt on the wounds, not exactly on the whole being of ONIC.
It all started with that first blood from Super Prince as he went down under that minute mark. Look at this, the fight under the turret though. Tier 1 mid. Oh.
Not much.
Not much. I was expecting them to engage there or something. Whoa, Carl though.
That's Mount Shock around the park. Gets it. The passive. Able to trigger switching from range to close range.
Oh,
range to close range. And now King Kong dodging that AOG.
Oh, here we go.
Here comes the rest of them. They punish Oheb. Under a Zaman Force, finally on the board. ONIC get one.
At least they get one on the board. It's TLPH just playing aggressive and strong and fast because of the fact that they have this kind of lead. So it's Oheb that goes down. He just admitted it too. Like, he didn't even have to burn the flicker because he was like, I'm just dead. But with that, TLPH finds themselves building up. Oh man, look at the real-time head-to-head between the junglers right now.
Oh my God. 8 minutes up on reaching level 15.
Oof. So what that means for a Joy is it's not going to be a good game until later on.
Oh, force the flicker on the Sanji. The Glorious Pathway drop perpendicular to the angle of attack. Liquid here are staying on top of their toes. Because, again, what happened to OF, that was unfortunate, but they can afford it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, that happened maybe 1 more, 2 more times. ONIC's going to close that gap.
And that gold needs to go over to Kelra, or even Super Friends to an extent. You got the kill earlier on, but you know, scaling-wise, you see it just in terms of the jungle comparison, how much time they're going to need to build up. Now, as a team, they're going to need to be able to do that too. They've been holding on to this mid-lane tier 1 turret, though, for a while now, but nonetheless, this first Lord, I think TLPH still clearly gets this one.
ONIC can't contest anything. They're down on vision, they're down on box, they're down on zoning. I'd say you're right. Get something on Kelra, work on King Kong. But Liquid isn't going to allow that. They've been slowly marching forth and building this huge lead. It's still at 6K. I hate to say it, it's still at 6K even with that free pickup on OM.
Is this one of those games where, again, you have to look at this lineup from ONIC and be like, all right, how are they going to be on the defense in the base? You know, is there a potential there to turn something around on maybe a little bit of overzealous pressure from Team Liquid Philippines? We've seen it happen before where they purposely push into the base when maybe they don't have to. And is that the time for ONIC to actually punish them and then turn this lead around before it gets even bigger?
Unlikely, Joseph. Unlikely. Looking at ONIC's lineup, they only have the Glorious Pathway and the Traction Pulse to keep Liquid down. Maybe you can rely on the curtain call, but that means Liquid really, really dug their own grave. So I'm not counting on it. It has to come from somewhere else. You can't rely on Liquid making a mistake.
Oh, look at this too. Even Kirk on the CC. The Holy Shield's gonna go down in the mid lane. You know, Kirk doesn't have much of anything. He's got the War Axe, that's about it.
King Kong with a cut.
He's cutting, he's trying to do something, and this might be the only choice he has here. Feathered airstrike dropped down, they gotta deal with this Lord pushing in. What are they gonna do here?
Glorious Pathway, Brusco slowing down the bleeding. They do get rid of the Lord top lane. Slowly gonna alleviate the pressure there too. ONIC get to keep their inhibitors. They're doing fine.
All right, they hold on to the base turrets. We've seen this time and time again, even when a team has 7,000+ gold lead. The main objective on that first Lord is really just to grab those Holy Shields down, go ahead and reset and get back to farming here. They don't want to go ahead and make that mistake or give that opportunity to ONIC to turn it around. And if you look at this, you know, you got to think, all right, yes, it can go to Kelra. Eventually, he's going to have the items here on the Granger. That's going to take some time, though. We're approaching the 11-minute mark, so he probably needs, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 minutes himself. But still, my main question is, like, where does, you know, King Kong come into this?
King Kong is struggling, tries to get his orange, does hit the retribution right, and he will put Super Prince in trouble, forcing a mount shocker, throws out that boat, does survive. A salvo misses Prince, almost lethal. The glorious pathway to stop the rest of Liquid from driving in. ONIC do lose that holy shield down bottom.
See, man, it's just way too much damage overloaded right now. King Kong in trouble.
In comes the Dublin Force. King Kong, they bait OM out once more. Defensive AOG by Daddy JP. Sanford with the flicker. ONIC show their teeth.
Wow, it's OHEB now that goes down in that, and I was just saying, you know, it's so much damage that TLPH has. Well, I guess ONIC has some too.
I think ONIC has more damage if you put it late game to late game. If you give them equal amount of net gold,
yeah,
then yes, ONIC will dish out more easy, reliable damage. It's just Liquid now has a better position. Like, later is later. Now is here. This is where we live. 7K up.
Live in the now. Think about that. After that one kill, again, that they got, doesn't matter if they're 6,500 gold behind. They'll start up the Lord here.
They are missing battle spell. Sanford does go down. Kelra gets one stack. Kirk traded up for. The glorious pathway not going to slow down. Bruce goes deaf despite the revitalize. 2 for 1 the trade. That's what you get with a 7K gold lead. ONIC reeling, backing out of that Lord pit.
Yep, that is a clear example of the economic lead that TLPH has right now. They're still fighting back, though. You got to give it up to ONIC. Despite the odds, they're fighting back. They're trying to get back into this game. Part of that, again, is hinged on King Kong. He's got to go ahead and farm up. We saw the breakdown earlier. I think he's doing what he has to. They're not going to contest this Lord, though, so they'll be back on the defense. Again, they hold on to the base turrets. The holy shields all went down, but there's potential. We're starting to see the potential of a turnaround here for ONIC.
In the recent change in Project Next, past the 8-minute mark, more passive gold was given to players. And I think that's what's allowing ONIC to stay close to it and get kit on the heroes that would otherwise not in the old patch. But still, you got to look at the map and realize the world's not going to stop spinning.
Yeah.
Liquid will also still get stronger, and the map will get so much worse, and you can't just close that 4,000 gold lead gap between Karl and King Kong by drinking your vitamins and saying your prayers. It's not going to work out. Dude, wake up call, reality check, look at the map.
Yeah.
Those turrets are unmolested. Liquid own the map, it's all red.
Hey, man, they don't have anything in their favor. They are going to have to deal with this Lord, though. There's a concealed push in. They're going to go for King Kong. He jumps on out, but they're going to fight under the turret.
Sanji with a Fed Airstrike hidden in that dangerous grass pixel brush down in the bottom lane. Rusko gets hit with a boat from the mountain shot. karlztzy wants to take him down. The goat gets it. He's godlike. King Kong taken out by OHEB.
Oh, can they end it here? Lord's with him.
Left to defend. A Lord standing. AOG by Daddy JP. Kelra falls. Liquid stampede through the world champions. Game 1.
Team Liquid Philippines, a quick game, a dominant one. Started from the early game with a quick first blood all the way here, 14 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get ready to throw it over to the panel. I'm sure Coach Snap along.
Team Liquid Philippines, they need their gold lane, assuming the Glunox is in mid.
Yeah.
Which is likely going to be the case anyway.
I think he just goes his Granger, honestly.
because you've seen it, you know, just...
Yeah, might need a bit more range also for a Team Liquid, since everyone has to be quite close up to their opponents. And of course, if you do have a bit more range, then that's when you can utilize the zoning best, because you could like complement or like supply some layer of poke against ONIC. But they go Ruby!
They went Ruby Gold.
They went fighter.
So you mean fire with fighting fire with fire? Okay.
That's a pivot that Team Liquid Philippines is usually doing a lot of times in our playoffs. Like,
I wonder if Kelra goes fighter as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a brawl match.
I twisted TNC yesterday was already enough of a brawl match, but I wouldn't mind seeing another one today.
we can see one more.
You can see what's Kelra hovering.
Oh, is he actually
He wants it.
He's pressing a what?
Is that gonna? Is that?
He's looking at an X-Borg.
It works on MPL Indo. I think Alter Ego played it before.
Yeah, they seem to be thinking really hard
never.
about this though.
He's hovering it.
He's hovering.
He wants it.
Come on. Come on, Kelra. You're gonna press it.
Oh, it's not!
He went the same pick.
He's gonna go for this Moskov. Moskov kind of dipped already in terms of the, in terms of the pickings. But hey, if it's Kelro's using it, there could be a potential win.
But we were so close to seeing an X-Borg. I mean, that was really
good lead X-Borg.
Yeah, exciting if you would ask me. But this is, I guess, ONIC just trying to really stick to what they're known for and trying to stick with comfort, I feel. It was already, to some extent, comfort that they did try to make work in game number 1, but I don't think there would or there should be any jitters this time around. This is where they should really start fighting back against Team Liquid Philippines.
And that is exactly what they're going to be doing. Coach Snap, thank you so much for your info. It's ONIC and Team Liquid Philippines once again. Nice to Leo. Time to get the ball rolling.
And here we go to game 2. About to jump into the land of dawn. Team Liquid Philippines, man, after a dominant game 1, does ONIC lean towards the comfort to bring game 2 under the belt and bring it to a 1-1. It's me, Nice to and Leo to bring you this one. Leo, what are we feeling? Is this the adjustment that ONIC Philippines needed? Because let's be honest, man, they started off on the wrong foot in game 1, and it quickly snowballed out of control.
That was a wake-up call, and I think ONIC should have been jolted up into form, and their draft speaks to that. I like how this draft is adjusted to be able to fight back. Again, I'm looking at a Valentina. Usually when it's picked that early, I'm a little iffy, but it can steal, and I'm offended. It can steal a Raging Sandstorm. It can steal a Black Dragon form. Friends woke up today and chose violence, and with this hero, he can wreak havoc.
He can, man. After the early first blood on the Kimmy in the previous game, I think Super Prince is one of those players that if he picks the Valentina, regardless of what order in the draft, you're like, okay, you know what, Super Prince. We've seen him do, respect, right? We've seen him do some crazy things on the Valentina just across the world in general. And he's got his pickings in terms of what ultimates he wants to go ahead and take from TLPH. And he's been pretty on point with deciding on the right ultimates for the right situations. Now looking into this too, you've got to be able to go ahead and point out the fact that this is a matchup where Oheb on the Ruby, that fighter gold lane, man, it's been popping up time and time again now. We've even seen the fighter versus fighter gold lane just yesterday. So Oheb versus Kelra here is going to be interesting because especially as the game goes on, that crowd control, that little bit of extra crowd control that this lineup that TLPH has might be deadly, especially for Kelra. So he's going to have to be like locked in. And again, that's why he has the Purify to kind of alleviate some of that pressure that he's got to deal with.
That might be. This is Liquid's MO. They want a team fight. They want to secure what they start off in these team fights, and they need crowd control to do that. Oheb, by picking a fighter gold lane, helped do just that. Black Dragon form here by 40. Where's he going? Straight to the turtle pit, helping karlztzy secure, and ONIC looking to punish post-turtle.
Oh, they want to go.
Bravest fighter coming through in a stolen Black Dragon.
Oh, and they're going to go. They take out karlztzy, and SOD comes through too. They want this purple buff to capitalize more of the punishment. They're going to find it out anyway for this one.
Oh, the Sigma gets kicked out. King Kong can't commit. Grab the purple. He takes out 40. Sanji very low. Gets pushed back as JP holds the fort and keeps that purple in the brush for Karl to collect. ONIC, great recovery despite missing out on the turtle, up by 500 gold.
Great response there, and again, that was Super Prince that took that Black Dragon form from Sanford, and he was like, you know what, we'll go ahead and use this, because Sanford used his just to kind of get out of there and then help secure the turtle, but it was Super Prince that made that happen where they get the 2 kills under their belt, so really they get this minor lead in their favor. King Kong gets a kill. Brusco himself, and I gotta say too, with the YSS in the hands of King Kong, getting an early kill is much better already than what we saw in the Joy, the previous game. Like, just because, again, Joy, when she falls behind, you're in this position where it's like you're just scrapping what you can, and he was, I mean, at one point he was 5,000 gold behind karlztzy. Well, now he should be able to go ahead and control the pace on this YSS, hopefully leading into the next objective.
King Kong on a Yin Chin, King Kong on a Haya, King Kong on a Lance. I would put my top 3 junglers of the season. But King Kong on the Joy, despite that being his hero, especially if you watched game 1, questionable. Better shape for the Super Fam right now, going into the second turtle, 30 seconds in, same spot.
Same spot right now, too. And, you know, this has been a hero of discussion as well. Sanji with the Lunox, man. I know even our panel, a couple times throughout our series last night, we were like, what? Why? Like, they didn't know how they felt about the Lunox.
Ruby, especially in the regular season.
Yeah.
There was a time where that was all the hotness, but now it makes sense. Sanji's undefeated with his Lunox.
Yeah, and he's one of the few players that has that kind of stat point on that hero. And you can make it work. Again, it's great for going ahead and taking out some of the resources, whether it's battle spells or ultimates from the opposing team. But then you can't deny the amount of burst potential that Lunox can provide as well. So the second turtle is up. You still got both gold laners on that side of the map. So ONIC will hold this one here. King Kong holding on. He's just going to continue to farm up. I'm not sure if it's TLPH that's going to go ahead and be the ones to try to get ONIC to respond to this.
Both teams have an equal chance to get it. Full contest. Sanford going around, looking for targets in the back line. karlztzy with a retribution. JP very low, gets the hell out of dodge. A stolen Black Dragon form by Super Prince, zoning them out. The flicker from Kirk. No one falls. Close calls, though, on both sides as Liquid takes their second turtle.
Okay, a whole lot of nothing in that fight. It looked like it would break out into a fight, and then I guess just ONIC didn't have the positioning that they were looking for.
Oh, went with a steal.
Yeah, a little bit of steal there. But, you know, still, you got to look at this gold lane and how this is going to transfer over here. It is Kelra that has that bit of a lead because of the fact that Ohed has been traveling up. Oh, hold on, Kelra.
Sanji got eyes on Kelra. Nowhere for the gold standard to go, but down.
Hey, goodbye gold, you know, goodbye gold lead that I was mentioning. You know, I was going to say Ohed has had to go ahead and rotate towards those objectives. Well, then you just call in Sanji. You burst down Kelra. All he has is that Purify. He can't escape those two heroes. So now some pressure there too. Is actually going to get the tier 1 down to the bot. Super Prince taking some damage from karlztzy with that Thorn Rose. That turret, tier 1, does fall now. So TLPH taking the first turret of the game.
What happened to ONIC? It feels like in game 1 they were too proactive. And now with a hero like Valentina and the way that they're rotating, they can't help but be too reactive, and that keeps them both on their left toes. It's like a world championship dancer not knowing how to cipher.
2 left toes?
Left feet.
I was gonna say, it's kind of like wearing 2 left shoes, you know, at this point, because...
That's how it goes, yeah, that's the idiom.
I like it, I like the idiom, you know, but ONIC, I think what I would like to see them do is come up with a quick adjustment to this, man, because TLPH, they've done this time and time again, Leo. They get this bit of a lead, 2,000 up, and then next thing you know, you're down 8,000 gold against the Stampede. That can't happen here.
That seems to be Liquid's new flavor in the playoffs. They're very deliberate. They take it step by step. A cerebral approach to the game that we've yet seen them take so far in their career as world champions, as MSC champions, as defending champions of the league.
Prince, go ahead and use the brilliance here. So that's going to be expended. They do grab the purple. Brusco giving the information, but it's karlztzy that's just starting up this third turtle. They may secure this one too.
Oh my God, Black Dragon form keeps King Kong at bay, holding back the rest of the Super Famine. They're not done. Forcing a defensive AOG out of Brusco. Down goes Super Prince. Kurt's gonna follow through. 2 free kills for the Cavalry as they take 3 for 3.
Oh, and again, they're gonna go for this tier 1 mid. They want to continue to get the space advantage on the map. They're gonna dive.
Oh my God, the goat wants to take down the beast. karlztzy, a little too hot underneath that tier 3. Close call, get the hell out of dodge.
I think karlztzy just likes doing that, man. He likes to go ahead and put him to the limits here. Sanji?
Uh-oh, SOD used defensively. Point blank, but there was backup there as Karl gets another.
As I just mentioned, karlztzy likes to touch the limits, and look at that. He was right there at the right moment to grab Kelra.
That is his #1 hero, despite all of the success on the Fredrin, on the Baksha, hell on the Akai every now and then. karlztzy says, my #1 favorite hero is still Lancelot. That is
Lancelot.
me.
Has he ever cosplayed Lancelot? Like, who have we ever seen karlztzy? Would he ever do that?
Nope. karlztzy has only ever worn eyeliner. That is as far as
that's as far as it's gone.
Yeah.
Hey man, maybe, you know, this Halloween.
Super Marco though, that's a different story.
that is a different story right now. But again, TLPH, as I was saying, when they get that kind of lead, you see it already. It's ballooning even further. 5,000 now up. More turrets down. Pressure on this side of the map. ONIC, they're kind of struggling to really be able to find a moment here. karlztzy picks up a brute force breastplate. He's going into that defensive hybrid build, working really great for the Lancelots in the current meta.
It's a bruiser Lancelot.
It's a bruiser Lancelot.
You can get away with so much, deal, you know,
a lot of damage.
A respectable amount of damage, and leave the opponent thinking like, how do we kill it?
I'd still call it big damn, man. Like, I mean, it's like you saw the amount of damage one Thorn Rose did to Super Prince or any of these, you know, squishier members of ONIC.
That's the 5K gold deficit.
That's
They do find Daddy JP forcing a defensive Raging Sandstorm. In comes Sanford. Oh, so ready to defend his dad. Not his real dad, but you know,
his dad.
In-game dad. But
Yep.
that's a push down bottom. That was all for that tier 2.
It was all for that, and they knew that this load was all going to go for Sanford.
He's a half dragon getting caught by 3 members
No
of the
way.
Super Fam. Jumps into him, knocks him up, hits the Petrify, and in comes the backup. Down goes King Kong, down goes Brusco, and it's all according to plan as Liquid decimate the Super Fam. Prince caught out behind enemy lines. Sanji gets him. 3 for none, going for the Lord.
The Super Fam gets run over by the Stampede. And with a dragon or not, Sanford made that happen. Again, confident enough to just say, hey guys, we got this. Oheb got there in time. With this Ruby, the crowd control's insane, and then they just capitalize off of it.
Joseph, that's the 6K gold lead you're looking at. The 3 members that Sanford was tangoing with did not have enough damage output to stop him on those warrior boots with the Oracle. I don't know if that blade armor was built already when he engaged, but it was just too much. Like, he survived.
He survived.
It was enough with the shot.
The Shaw Essence, man, the Petrify, everything. Like, he didn't need the Dragon form, like I was saying. It's just, they're overloading right now. This is just a perfect display of what we're always talking about with the Liquid Stampede. And they seem to almost refine it in a way for the playoffs. I don't know. It's so clean here. I know we saw a little bit of a rough patch for TLPH in the regular season, but now look at this.
Oh, look at that. A flicker. Raging Sandstorm. Animation cancel. Plus the glorious pathway. They take down Daddy JP straight out for King Kong and Calera. They're still inside the base. Down goes the turret. The Lord marching with them. This is a stampede of unprecedented intensity as Liquid go for the base. Super Prince left. The Cavalry are at match point.
Are you kidding me?
Is already looking to be something very terrifying for ONIC Philippines to deal with, because this is just so much backline access.
Right.
And I wish I wish I could just stop at the Alice Gatot, but there's also a Lancelot who could literally just try and reach the back lines through the punctures. So now that we see what Team Liquid Philippines or how good their zoning potential could be, this gives a bit more room for them to consider their other damage dealers too. Those who are a bit more dependent on positioning, those who are a bit more dependent on farming even. And
for the ultimate
ONIC
answer.
Philippines wants to limit the amount of space that they're already able to create, so they take out the Juicin. The Farce is also not
got 'em
available,
lined up in my sight.
and even the Kimi gets denied from Sanji at this point. So the options for Sanji in the mid lane.
Would you say that the Kakura is still an option? For ONIC specifically, I would say, because
they
you have
already have the
you have a lot of
Juicin,
back.
though.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we're talking about Sanji at this point.
Because if it's a Juicin Kagura, then I feel like it's a pretty even matchup, at least in the laning. But if it's a Kagura, then there's a clear-cut picture that you want to deal with someone from ONIC's lineup, and maybe not. You could make things a bit awkward for the Harith, but ideally you'd want to burst down the Yi Sun Shin. So,
A way for you to do that without the Lunox, the Kimi, the Eve, and the Farsa.
there's a Selena Novaria option for Sanji that he can consider. But if it's long, drawn out team fights that we're talking about,
then they're gonna have to need a hard. They're gonna need a hard carry coming in from Oheb, because there needs to be some sort of, you know, early to mid-game damage. The balance needs to be there. Sure, there's karlztzy, but the concept of having a heavy carry is there, and there it goes. The Selena and the Claude covering both bases here for the Cavalry.
Yeah, and we did say a bit more of a farming-dependent hero to compensate for the damage that's needed for Team Liquid right now. Wait.
Yeah, this is gonna go to Brusco.
Okay.
This has to go to Brusco.
Yeah, because there's a Harris, so this cannot be a Yi Sun-shin in a different lane. A Baksha Juicin in the mid lane. Okay.
It's quite a contrast,
Yeah.
if I would say, but they're gonna have to make it work.
A Baksha Juicin for Brusco and Super Frizz. I feel like this suits their playstyle so much if they really want to make King Kong or if they really want to enable both King Kong and Kelra. JP and Sanji have to do a really good job at stopping the tempo that ONIC Philippines wants to establish. And it's not impossible that they're able to do that. They're on momentum currently.
And they're also missing a bit more of crowd control, but for ONIC, would they want to extend this? It's up to TL to find out.
Thank you, Brigida. Thank you, Hans. The question is, can the Super Fam take Game 3 under the belt to survive a little bit longer here on this upper side of the bracket, or are they going to get sent down? Like, wasn't it
Welcome
Coach
to
Snap
Mobile
mentioned he'd like to
Legends.
see it, Leo?
He did.
He did.
He did, but truth be told, Game 1 was a reality check, a wake-up call. Game 2, you're on the edge. Game 3, this is for real.
It's for real, but they, if you also look at it in the way, it's like ONIC they were overcooked in Game 1. Game 2, they were trying to cook, and now like what's the dish, man?
There is no time to have fun. You can't shake that thing anymore.
You can't.
You gotta play for reals.
You have to. And this is where it all starts in the early game. You're taking a look at just how both these teams have performed on the heroes that they've drafted into this Game 3. OHEB hasn't won yet on the Claude, which is interesting because over here, Kelra, this is a winning, it should be a winning matchup, I feel like, for him with a Harris.
Oh, here we go. ONIC, they dogpile on a Sanford early on. He is able to gleam on out of there as karlztzy checks in, dashes on through, punctures on a King Kong's purple. He's trying to go for the steal. Does he get it? The answer is yes! The Goot has committed Grand Theft Purple at 1.5 minutes.
He just walked in there and took it, man. He saw it. He looked King Kong in the eyes when he did it.
What up, young blood? Welcome to my league.
Hey, you remember the opening video of yesterday? The game's chasing him now.
He's the big dog.
He's the big dog. He's the
his
goat.
yard.
It is, man. It's his pasture. I think that's where goats are. I don't think they're in yards. I think they're on pastures.
That's true. Oh my God. ONIC have just gotten their buff stolen away from them.
And with that, this is going to delay things a little bit. It's nothing too crazy. Again, a lot of this, what we've been seeing so far with our current meta shifting into this, post-Project Next, now that we're weeks into it, these objectives, these first turtles can still be secured here, but this is going to be a little bit harder to do. Look at the zoning here.
Massive presence from both sides. A Crimson Beacon, plus they throw no broo in. A lot of damage coming in from Team Liquid Philippines. But JP falls first as karlztzy focuses on the beast. King Kong is slain underneath tier 2. Up top, and now Brusco's gonna fall. The Waltz might just be enough, but the Unite gets him out of range, and the Gleam might get him down, but Sanford pays the iron price. Oh, they overextended, they stayed too long, but Liquid secures the first turtle, up by 500 gold.
I don't know, it's like Sanford just couldn't let that go. He's like, no, you have to die.
Oh my God,
What?
second time around! karlztzy takes down King Kong!
And are they gonna take his purple too? King Kong can't even play this game. He's got no buffs. He's been bullied out of his jungle by karlztzy.
Killed twice
Twice.
in 3 minutes.
What are they, okay, he's gonna get his orange, and it looks like, and we have JP staying here on the purple buff. Do they just want to continue to force King Kong with false hopes, thinking he's gonna get his buff and then they kill him?
This is tough, man. This Yusin shit is currently a negative aura. He has aura debt.
Jeez. Hey, I don't know what he's gonna have to do to get that back. It looks like he is actually gonna get his buff, so a little bit of a hope here for King Kong. He grabs it, but he's falling further behind, 2 levels behind of karlztzy.
Oh, shocker. They want Sanji, and they're gonna get Sanji. First kill for ONIC on the board.
Okay, they get something. They needed that. ONIC needs to get some control over this game without it slipping out of their hands. I know it's still early on, but when your jungle, especially in the case of a YSS, does fall behind Lancelot's karlztzy, that's not going to be very fun. That's not going to be a great place to be here leading into the next objectives.
All right. Slow rolling into the second turtle. Lower quarter. Folks, there are 3 kills aside right now. 1 on Kirk, 2 on Brusco for Onic, 2 for Karl, and 1 for Sanford on Liquid. And the Cavalry first to the scene. They are just giving it all they got. Turtle now at a quarter of its health, a 5th and 8th, a 10th, and they get it.
They get it. Easy Turtle for them to take. Again, not sure how much they are up here at this point, but it's TLPH leading this economy. Kirk will take some damage. He's got the Consecrate. Again, this Uranus is tanky enough to go ahead and play that front side, but again, eventually you might find yourselves in Onic's position to say, hey, we gotta go for a fight. We gotta be able to get this, we gotta get it in our favor. And how do they do that? It's allowing King Kong to recover, which I think he's started to do. He's still behind in karlztzy, but the rest of the team, they can shine. Brusco himself, tanky enough, has been able to do some damage here.
Oh my God, the Unite stopped karlztzy's free reign over puncture on puncture and puncture. Up top, I guess this is the safest spot for Onic to be in. Because again, that still is a Uranus. You mentioned how it's a blunt instrument. Yeah. It can just force itself into favorable positions. Look at what Kirk is doing. His teammate Ryota, watching from the back, knows that this is the most effective way to own that part of the map. It's just buy time. Give Kelra time to snowball onto that Howard. He's looking good against Oheb right now.
That's what he needs. Again, this Claw takes a lot more time to build up to where he needs to be able to pump out that damage with Blazing Duet. Oh, Karl? Okay, he's gonna not find that connection. He's in trouble here.
That's a Zaman Force. It's a full-on goat fight as karlztzy gets taken down. Kelra serves up a kill to King Kong. JP tried to save Karl with that Revitalize, but it was too little too late.
Okay, there's some life. Are they actually gonna continue to put pressure on this bottom side? Oheb and JP all by themselves against 4. We still got King Kong in the mid going and farming up, trying to catch up still, but they are gonna go ahead and focus on this.
Oheb with the Blazing Duet just to clear the waves. Him and JP doing everything that they can to slow down Onic's comeback. Look at the top lane though. 40 doing his own fair share of cutting, letting that wave crash into that tier 1.
Okay, they clear this out. 3rd turtle for the game is up. Onic is in a position to actually contest this though. We'll see if they can. King Kong still wants to grab his orange buff. TLPH on the other side, they'll go ahead and get in position here. Unless Brusco gives a call, they'll just start this up, getting the turtle in their favor. And it looks like maybe King Kong is like, guys, we might as well just set up for the first Lord if we can.
What happened already happened. Oheb gets a boat thrown at him. That is Liquid buying time across the map. Turtle still standing. Down it goes. karlztzy with Retribution. Kirk putting Ionic Edge stacks on a JP and Sanford. Sanji spacing out Kelra. Quick slam on the Sporty. Gets that Throne of Ruin. No follow-up.
Yeah, no follow-up here. This a whole lot of focus on this side of the map, though. After that 3rd turtle is secured for TLPH, they'll go ahead and just put pressure on these tier 1s now, looking to open up the map a little bit. JP charging up that Unbreakable. He will go ahead and connect on King Kong, but again, it's just pressure. To keep King Kong under that pressure is what they have to do.
Oh, wow. Liquid stampeding through multiple lanes and fronts. 7.5 minutes in, pushes tier 1 down bottom, up top, after taking that turtle. They deserve this 2K gold lead. I think it's just about to get worse.
I would say with this lineup that Onic has, if they're able to go ahead and hold on and secure that first Lord, they're going to be in a great position to hopefully push things down their favor. Kirk's going to take an arrow, but he's fine. Again, tanky enough, has some magical defense here most likely as well. Kelra now getting the items he needs. He's got a 2nd locked in, the Strontium Scythe and the Feather of Heaven. They might force a fight. It looks like they want to in the mid, but they're still less than a minute away from this Lord here. So karlztzy will grab his buff. King Kong doing the same. He's catching up, man. He's only, what, maybe half a level now behind karlztzy?
It's less about the levels. It's more about the gold. And 2,000 is still 2,000. I think a good chunk of that is on the difference of our gold laners. And oh my God! Karl does it again. 8.5 minutes in. He wants to take down King Kong. Thorn Rose. King Kong able to traceless on out of there. Going into the mid-game post-laning phase, I didn't think Karl would do this. He is brazen. He is bold to do that in front of King Kong.
I think he's just trying to make a statement too, man, against King Kong. He's like, hey, I'm going to be here all day. And if we end up seeing each other later on in the playoffs too, I'll still be there.
Hey, Karl has been here since day 1. Oh, wait, that's Rockhard. That's
Rockhard.
That's a different Karl. Karl has been here since season 2.
That's true. That's true.
Why he's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. That still makes him he's a day 1. Is that day 1 or is that day 0?
Close to it.
Close to it.
2018.
All right. Lord's up. First one. karlztzy is going to start it up. King Kong is going to have the information, though. That's what Kirk and Brusco can provide this, so still TLPH will have to take this in measure. They do pop the conceal. They're going to blitz the Lord here.
JP intersected by Brusco. karlztzy with the retribution, and they're trying to get damage on the 40. Daddy JP does get out of there. Zaman forced by Kelra. Unideal. 40 holding the line. Still alive. Flickers on out of there. Kirk unable to finish the job as karlztzy dashes through that wall. Liquid get away scot-free.
Okay, they end up getting the Lord here, but I will say, you're seeing how they're approaching these fights. They don't even want to go and just force front themselves against ONIC because of the amount of damage they're actually able to pump out. So for TLPH, even though they have this lead, this 2,500 gold, they got themselves the Lord, they know they need more time. It's not their time to burst down yet. They do land an arrow on Kirk, but it's that Uranus, man. It doesn't matter how many arrows he takes. He should be fine for the majority of this game, while Oheb is the one that they're waiting for. He's got to get those items, that Trinity that he needs to be able to pump out that damage. But they will walk with this Lord. Now coming up toward the top side, looking to take down also the tier 1, possibly tier 2 in the mid.
Oh, Phantom Execution, plus a Thorn Rose on Kirk, puts him at an 1/8 of his health, pops the Consecration. They're looking for it, blazing the wet by Oheb. Not enough time to sit underneath those bullets as he tried to give King Kong and friends a lead shower. They're gonna be fine. They do push up top, get that push in mid as well. The map slowly turning blue.
Turn blue in their favor. Arrow to check things out, but ultimately ONIC doesn't lose too much. Holding on to the tier 2s in mid and bottom. Some damage here from Oheb, though. He should be able to get this actually, yeah, rather quickly.
Oh God.
JP will hold down that angle that they might take. AOG's defensively out, not to get caught by ONIC.
ONIC are slowly getting choked out of their resources. Liquid hitting double time on taking these outer objectives, because this is what you expect, right? You can't effectively freeze if they're within turret range. So they want to hold out and use the second Lord to eventually break on through. They want to do that all simultaneously. You don't want to go in half-cocked. So Liquid, 3,500 gold, happy with the discipline play that they have to do, because again, I don't think Oheb is fully ready yet.
Yeah, he's not there. They are going to still put pressure on the buffs here. Looks like that was taken too, so King Kong buffless for now. karlztzy feeling really good with his. He'll grab the purple, but this is what I'm saying, man. To ONIC, it seems like they're in capable form, though, to fight. If they had to fight, I feel like they still would be a threat to TLPH, and it's more so if TLPH just taking their time with this. Because, I mean, you can see this, even with the blade armor over here on Brusco, man. It's one of the things that's like, it sucks to be Oheb when he does Blazing Do It, because he's also having that damage returned to him. So eventually, too, he'll have some of that defensiveness to deal with on his own.
That's what I'm saying. He's not ready yet. He has his Trinity. That's a Swift Trinity, but nothing else. Brusco catches an arrow. Liquid are not playing with burst. That's not their MO this time around. They want DOT, and that's why they're taking their time. Lord gets pulled out by Karl. That's a Dawn started up. As Kirk dances around the area, Kelra taking that flank. Sanji knows where he is.
Oh, he does. They're going to jump in. Oh,
thrown up. Rowan catches sprints off guard. Plus a blazing duet. Nowhere for Brusco to go as he pops at Revitalize, only to die. 2 members stuffed out by Liquid.
I guess they decided they were ready to go there with an opening with Sanford utilizing that flicker, thrown a ruin, and now he picks up a winner crown to be even more deadly on this Alice here. It's working so good for TLPH. You know, they had to play the patient game. This isn't one of those games where you just have all these kills and deaths on both sides. It's been a macro game for this one. And right now, ONIC trying to hold on a little bit longer. King Kong, though.
Oh, no. karlztzy's had King Kong's number this whole time. And more than his number, he's had his buff. Another orange buff taken away. Liquid approaching the 7K gold lead. Lord marching up top, bottom lane building up that wave. Mid, say goodbye to that tier 2.
Yeah, this is a potential for TLPH to go ahead and get towards the base. I'm not sure if they're going to get the base turrets down, even with this kind of lead. They got to choose that opening, that window right. Well, Kelra taking a ton of damage.
That was what, a second underneath an arrow? Oh my God, the push up top. Liquid have broken into the base.
They broke into the base. Look at this placement here for Sanji. He's going to throw an arrow out from that dangerous bush. Dangerous grass here, playing a part for TLPH. They know what's in sight here. Now ONIC staring down a potential sweep defeat to get sent down to the lower bracket here in the playoffs. Again, no team going home today, but still, this has been a dominant series so far for TLPH, and it's looking to be the same way in Game 3.
This is unreal. We are moments away from the 3-0, and I can tell you now, on behalf of all the Sonics, members of the Super Fam all around the world, the millions and millions, this is not the ONIC we ended the regular season with.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm not sure, man. I think a lot of teams or a lot of their fans and everyone was wondering how would that time in between the regular season up to the playoffs play out for a lot of teams. And you know, it seems like, at least for the ones we've seen so far, they've really refined that play. But I feel like ONIC, there's something off here. From 3 games in a row, there's the synergy that we were talking about even leading into this matchup just doesn't seem to be there right now. And there's so much pressure that they're dealing with from TLPH on their side of the map, on just how quick they're playing and fluid Liquid is being. It just seems like ONIC can't catch a break.
It's enough for that Bruin and that AOG to shatter lines, add more literally the straight lines that an Abyssal Arrow draws. So ONIC really can't catch a break. It's a lose-lose either way. Even if they do have strong heroes like Ethan Shin, Harris, and oh my god, they catch Carl, but he survives! No one can take down the GOAT!
You know you're down a lot when you have four guys going for a Lancelot. Yeah, Lancelot can escape a lot, but man, karlztzy, I don't even know if he sweated that one.
Joseph, it went from bad to worse. Literally, you hit the boss with your ultimate attack. Damage indicators 99999.
And what happened?
And then he just shook it off. Life bar didn't even, well, life bar didn't move, but you know what I mean? Like, Carl shook that off.
You go into another phase, basically.
God, this is a heartbreaking moment for ONIC.
Again, with this Lord up, there's not much that they can do. King Kong up, clearing that wave up top. There was already a good push from Oheb too on this bottom side. They're just going to go for this Lord.
Super Prince already spent that Crimson Beacon. karlztzy out. AOG defensively. They crash on the Kirk. 40 gets him. Even underneath the Zaman Force, they can't take this as Brusco tries to hold the line. Gets the Immortality pop. Liquid taking the step by step as 40 gets popped by Prince. And now they got their eyes on Brusco. Rolling away. He's just buying time, distracting the cavalry as Sanji hits him with an arrow and ends him. 2 for 1, plus the Lord. Liquid are eating good.
Sanji lined that up perfectly. That's a moving target, and he led it correctly. Lands the arrow there. Look at this. That's 77 arrows thrown out there. He's got a great percentage on this one. And a lot of them have gone to these tankier members of ONIC, but so far, it's proven to be a point here. Now they're going to go down the mid.
They jump Kelra, forcing a Zaman Force from him. And he can't use that defensively, at least not immediately, as the Lord marches through the top lane. Liquid are once again in their base.
Waiting for that wave to push down mid. The Lord should be cleared by that time, so ONIC has found themselves to be able to defend, at least to stay in this game. Almost the 18-minute mark. 8,000 gold behind. They're going to have to do something near to a miracle to be able to turn this one around. Just the way that it's been playing out, they haven't been able to contest any of these objectives. They're just punishing TLPH when they decide to stay a little bit longer than they should. And it's been a phenomenal game and series so far for Team Liquid.
Joseph, you know what kind of miracle we're looking for?
What are we looking for?
Liquid to slip up. Right now, a huge chunk of what ONIC is hoping for is Liquid to overextend. Sure, 40 might be their best way to kind of bait stuff out from the cavalry, from Super Fam. But if they can find Oheb randomly, like he's on sprint, likely not gonna happen, but if they find him lacking, if they catch him sleeping, then maybe. Sanji has a lot of dashes, but if ONIC can get Brusco on him, if they can somehow, some way, like hit him with a boat, with a Mount Shocker, that is the start. But again, you're just hoping that Liquid makes a mistake.
That's what you gotta hope for if you're ONIC here and you're Super Fam rooting for them. I think a part of this too, man, is, you know, we're gonna have to see Kelra pump out that damage. He's got the items. You saw it just a little bit ago on this Herod, but it's more so of being able to actually get a position that's favorable for them in these team fights. That's the big missing picture here. Because even so, like, Oheb might be the squishiest target, but he's also got the immortality now. And he's probably ready to go ahead and switch over to the item swapping if he really needs to. But part of his job is literally just to get the Blazing Duet off, man. And yeah, he's going to take some blade armor damage and everything else, but that will do enough damage to then let TLPH capitalize off of it. So there's so many things that I feel like ONIC has to worry about, even if it's Sanford jumping under JP or these arrows even landing. So in this situation, they have to decide, do we actually just give up this Lord and hope that we can defend with our one base turret left? Because I don't see a favorable team fight for them here. Kirk's going to give them the information, but they might not be left to a choice. They might just go for the Hail Mary play here.
Yep, they have to. I don't think completely just giving up the Lord is an option for ONIC. See, that's why they sent Kirk already to try and dance with Liquid. Whether it be Sanford, whether it be Carl, Kirk has to do his best.
Okay, let's see if they can do it. JP's going to hold down that dangerous brush here right behind the Lord. Arrows are going to be thrown out. Conceal's going to be used too. JP, who's he going to go for? He's going to go and zone out King Kong. Won't land the Unbreakable, but Sanford does.
A flicker thrown of Ruin takes down King Kong. A kill served up to Oheb and Carl. This is very, very bad. Liquid are up 7K and they have taken out the Retribution holder from the Super Fam. All has gone sideways as ONIC try to scramble to recover. They close the gap and seal off the exit from Kirk. It's gone from bad to worst with a T.
It did, but King Kong got destroyed, but they also stopped doing the Lord. Can they hold on? Can ONIC keep them from securing this? TLPH look to want to get more kills, but now they might potentially lose this Lord take for them after taking out King Kong.
Carl's still here. He's just waiting for his second Retribution, and he got it. Kelra drops the Summon Force. This is the Hail Mary play. He drops the Ruin. Sanford trying to stop the forward momentum of Brusco and Kelra. Liquid delayed the Lord, but they got it anyways.
All right, they get a big beefed up Lord now to get ready to march towards the base here of ONIC, potentially ending this series in a sweep. This is going to be so difficult for ONIC on the defense. With this kind of lineup that they have here, this is the time for Kelra to drop down that Zaman Force, pump out the damage that he can for Super Prince as well. They're down some crucial battle spells though. No flicker available here for Super Prince or Kirk. You got a little bit of time on this Purify from Kelra, which is going to be crucial for this, but the Lord is already making its way up top. A sliver of health on that mid turret. It's going to be gone in an instant. The TLPH is looking to stampede this victory into this series with a 3-game win.
Here we go. Brusco starting up early with the Revitalize. He knows the damage. And look at Kelra at the bottom. He pops Sanji, serving up a kill to Super Prince. And now Brusco gets the Immortality pop. Mount Chakra from King Kong. Brusco falls. Yeah, blazing the wet from Oheb. Down goes King Kong. The GOAT finds him once again, and Kelra follows up. 3-0! 3-0! A Liquid Stampede takes TLPH to the upper bracket finals.
Clean as ever. Team Liquid of Philippines sweeping the Super Fam in a dominant fashion from game to game to game. There wasn't much of a chance.